The EOS R100, is it as shitty as people think it is? Let's find out. I'm shooting this episode on the EOS R100, and I've been meaning to do a review on this particular mirrorless camera ever since it first came into the market. What initially got my attention was the fact that influencers have been bashing this particular Canon model for allegedly cutting corners, scrimping on the design, and many other things. In a general sense, there are very few favorable reviews of the R100. Now let's talk about what makes this R100 or what makes this camera appealing to some users. To me, it's the very things that people hate that make me love this particular camera. Let's talk about the so-called cost-cutting measures without having to go into the technical specifications. Mainly the non-articulating and touchscreen function. As a photographer who's been in the industry for over 3 decades, I should say, I know what it's like to shoot a 35mm SLR camera, film camera for that matter. I've gone from film to digital and everything in between. So I know that a camera is not a smartphone and vice versa. There are times when it's more convenient to use a smartphone, but let's face it, a smartphone is not a camera. Now, in this day and age, people want their cameras to behave like smartphones, and I think there's a serious disconnect. For me, I use a smartphone to make calls and probably go online, check my email, and that's about it. Of course, I do take pictures with my smartphone, but that's in the very rare occasion that I stumble into something that I want to photograph. Otherwise, I want my camera to feel exactly like a camera, and the R100 does this for me, especially because of the non-articulating screen. The nice thing about the new Canon series cameras is that it can connect directly to a smartphone app. You can do the live view on your smartphone. So that already negates the need for an articulating screen. Next, people complain about the lack of touch sensitivity on the screen, the lack of touch controls on the screen. I think that's really stupid. Now, with the R100 connected to the phone app or to the smartphone, you can do both. I don't see it as a serious design flaw at all, but rather an advantage because there's nothing there, no weak points in the camera to worry about. And I really don't like shooting photos and videos using the LCD because it makes me extend my arms further and giving me very little stability for the shot. The nice thing about the R100 is it does have an electronic viewfinder. So if I had to shoot in bright daylight, if I had to shoot videos or photographs in bright daylight, I can simply look into the viewfinder and take the shot. So for me, the lack of unarticulating screen is not an issue. And seriously, the bottom line really is, people are looking for smartphone characteristics in today's modern cameras. The solution is simple. If you want your camera to behave like a smartphone, then get a fucking smartphone. If you want to shoot serious photos and videos, then get a proper camera like the R100. Am I happy with it? Of course I am. Will I recommend it? Of course I will. Why? Because as a professional photographer, this tiny compact camera handles like a professional camera, except for the bulk. And professional photographers like myself who've been used to film photography, large SLRs, medium format, and even view cameras back in the day, don't have any difficulty handling a modern digital camera. As it is, the modern digital camera offers what traditional photographers like myself have long been wanting. For example, the instant gratification of seeing your shot as soon as you take it. Back in the day, we had to use instant film or Polaroid backs just to get that instant feedback on a particular layout or a particular shot. So having something like an R100 in the hands of a true professional, I don't think I could ask for much more. Now, at my skill level and, of course, my age, I no longer have the patience to lug around the big, bulky SLR cameras or medium format cameras. But I want to get the job done, and I just want to take good photographs. I don't shoot professionally anymore. I still do a few projects here and there, but still, I appreciate having a capable camera that could do what I want, not what it wants. So the Canon R100, it's not junk, it's perfect. It's a good camera for both beginners and professionals like myself. So next time you see someone bashing the R100, try and go pick it up yourself and see what it's like to go back into the joy of photography. Until next time, this has been Direk Absabando, and you've been watching the Shuttermaniac.